There are an insane number of side Easter eggs in Terminus, so in this video we're going to be diving into every single one, including a whack-a-mole crab Easter egg, a boat race, a cursed talisman from a pirate chest, a falling meteor with the chance of a free wonder weapon, and several ways to get free perks and free power-ups. So let's first go over how to get every power-up for free, starting with a max ammo. Within seconds of first spawning into the map, literally make your way through the first open door and throw a grenade, use an explosive weapon, or shoot the back of this tower, and it will immediately spawn a max ammo. To spawn a free double points power-up, make your way into the biolab and head up to the third floor by the mystery box location, and behind these white boxes is going to be the double points power-up. Simply shoot it to activate the double points. To unlock a free bonus points, make your way to the shipwreck and stand on this front right side and aim up at this far right window. You should notice a bonus points drop in the window. Simply shoot it and it will spawn the bonus points. To spawn a free nuke power-up, make your way onto Crab Island and head to the left side near the armor wall by, and in this zombie spawn here, you'll notice to the left is going to be a nuke. Shoot it to activate the nuke. Let's now move on to two side Easter eggs that can guarantee you a free perk. Starting with the first one, which takes place in the biolab, and to the right by the armor wall by, there's going to be a series of cages outside the map with zombies in. What you need to do is take out all of the zombies in both sides of the cages, being the right side that we just showed you, and further down the corridor you'll also see jail cells with zombies in on the left side. In order to complete the first part of this Easter egg, you need to successfully take out every single zombie in every cage. Some of the hitboxes on these zombies can be very awkward, so the easiest guaranteed way to make sure you take out all of these zombies is by using some sort of explosive weapon. Once you can't see any more zombie health bars, you know you've taken all of the zombies out in the cages and you can end the round. And when the next round begins, you'll notice that vermin will now spawn in the cages instead of zombies. Just like with the previous step, you want to take out every single vermin in both sets of cages, and once all of them have been taken out and you can't see any more health bars, end the round. And when the next round begins, a mangler is going to spawn in one of the cells. Once you take out the mangler, a free perk can is going to immediately spawn in front of you, and that is the first side Easter egg to get a free perk. If when attempting this Easter egg that the vermin doesn't spawn or the mangler, that means that you still have zombies that you haven't taken out. Moving on to our second free perk Easter egg on Terminus, you want to make your way into a tactical raft and drive around the entire map, paying attention to some of the smaller islands. These are going to be islands that you can't walk on, and one of these islands at random is going to have a set of spores covered all over it. What you'll need to do is take out every single spore on the island, which is between 5 and 6, and once you've done that, you want to go ahead and go to the next round where spores will have grown on another random island. Again, take out all of the spores on that island and progress to the next round. Once the round's changed, make another lap around the island to find the third and final island that will have grown spores, and once you've done that, you need to progress one more round. This time around, you need to make your way into the sea caves where a new set of spores will have spawned on the round, and after taking out those sets of spores, a random perk can will spawn, giving you a free perk. Let's now move on to how to unlock your own mega stuffy pet that follows you around killing zombies and can also revive you infinitely on solo if you have a self-revive. To activate the mega stuffy pet Easter egg, you need to find 6 stuffed toys around the map. You can find them in any order, but the first one is going to be inside the control center next to Stamina Up, and it's this unicorn hiding in this locker. The second location is going to be in between engineering and the sea tower, and it's a bear hidden behind this fence grate. The elephant is going to be found in the mining tunnels just to the left of the bubblegum machine. Our next stuffed toy is going to be a bear inside the biolab to the right of the crafting table on the second floor. Our next toy can be found to the right of the mystery box location on the shipwreck in this red bin here, and the giraffe toy can be found on Crab Island to the right of the workbench right here. Once you've found all the stuffed toys, make your way to the living quarters and interact with any of the toys, and you'll see them all disturbingly join in the middle of the room to form the mega stuffy pet. This will follow you around the map for a few minutes, and its sole purpose is to help you take out zombies, although it is extremely weak at doing that. The one huge benefit to this though is that no matter what, whenever you go down, even in solo, as long as you have a self-revive, Mr. Stuffy will automatically revive you, keeping your perks and your self-revive. The only downside to this side Easter egg is that you can't bring this into the boss fight, and after a few minutes, Mr. Stuffy will disappear. Let's now move on to an incredibly cool side Easter egg that causes a meteor to crash into the map, with the potential chance of it giving you a free wonder weapon like the ray gun or Beamsmasher. In order to begin this side Easter egg, you first need to acquire the dead wire ammo mod, and since you need that in order to do the map's main Easter egg quest, there's a good chance that you'll already have dead wire equipped. Near the top of the prison, there's going to be 2 satellites that we're going to need to shoot with our dead wire weapon. The first can be found to the left above the quick revive building, and you want to keep shooting it until the light on this satellite turns red and you hear an electrical sound to confirm that you've shot spot that satellite. The second satellite can be found in engineering just outside the room with Juggernog. This satellite is a lot closer than the previous one, and you want to keep shooting at it until the light on it turns red. Once it has, you need to progress to the next round and make your way to the gun platform to activate the Void Cannon trap for 1750. When this trap begins lasering in the sky, you'll notice that suddenly a meteor will have appeared, crash landing into the map with this incredibly cool animation where you see it fly off to one of the islands. Take a tactical raft over to Castle Rock Island, and you'll see here on this side of the island that there will be a bunch of flames, but alongside it will be a ton of loot, including score streaks, salvage, and if you're really lucky, there might be a ray gun or a Beamsmasher waiting for you. I think this Easter egg is absolutely incredible, and since you need dead wire for the main Easter egg anyway, you might as well do this on the side. Now, a huge focus on this map is boat racing, and there is an actual boat race Easter egg that you can activate by making your way to Castle Rock Island and diving towards the back, where underwater you will see a toy boat with a flashing red light on it. If you interact with it, it is going to initiate a boat race minigame, where if you're playing in co-op, you are going to be racing against your friends trying to get the highest score by racing through hoops, gathering essence points, and jumping off ramps. You're in this boat race for a total of 3 minutes, and during it, there will be tentacles that will spawn trying to get in your way. This is the equivalent of the Mr. Peaks bowling Easter egg on Liberty Falls, as once you complete this boat race, depending on what rank you came in co-op and what score you got, Mr. Peaks is going to reward you with a trophy of varying rarity, being bronze, silver, or gold. And this has the chance to give you some incredible rewards, such as a free wonder weapon, free perks, other weapons, and salvage for absolutely free. And I believe this Easter egg can be repeated every 5 rounds or so. But that isn't the only minigame you can play on Terminus, because you can play whack-a-mole against crabs. In order to activate this one, make your way to Crab Island and make sure that you have a Molotov. Go to this specific rock face and throw a Molotov to the left of this tree up here, and if done correctly, crabs are going to fall from the tree and land on the sand next to you. They're going to continuously appear out of the sand to tease you of the whack-a-mole Easter egg that you can play with them. And if you melee the crabs, you'll be automatically given a baseball bat and 30 seconds to try and hit as many crabs as possible. Now, these crabs move extremely quick, and the hitboxes aren't very forgiving. So you need to be extremely quick if you want to try your best to hit as many as possible. But once completed, you'll be given a random reward, which in this case, I got a stamina up can for free. But if you do better than me, you might get an even better reward, and if you do worse, then you're going to get a worse reward. Let's now show you how you can get an easy 2,000 points by simply shooting one area above Juggernog. Now, in the recreational yard, there is a basketball hoop, so naturally there has to be a basketball that we can shoot, right? If you make your way into engineering and climb up to this box and look at this specific part of the roof, you're going to be shooting a basketball that's chilling somewhere here. Now, the easiest way to hit this is with some sort of explosive weapon, but once you get a hit marker, you'll see a flash on your screen, and suddenly a ton of points are going to float out of the basketball hoop. In total, there are 2,000 points that you can pick up here, and if you do this early on with a really well-cooked grenade, this is really going to speed up opening up the map. Now, for this next side Easter egg, you've been in the Pack-a-Punch room many times, but what you might not realize is that deep within the waters underneath the main beams holding up the Pack-a-Punch area, if you go underwater to the left and shoot at this slightly glowing rock, it is going to reveal an oxygen tank. Now, typically when going underwater in this map, you can stay underwater for a decent amount of time, but definitely not a crazy amount. But once you pick up this oxygen tank, it will allow you to breathe underwater for a much longer duration. And as you can see, comparing the meter going down between the oxygen mask without and with, you can clearly see there is a massive difference to having this. It's literally something that's just been hiding under the map there in plain sight for you, which you'll definitely want to take advantage of in your future games. Now, there is an incredible side Easter egg that rewards you with an item called the Cursed Talisman. This will allow you to earn 30% more points for the rest of the game and have extra health for the rest of the game as well. Now, in order to start this side Easter egg, you're first going to need to buy the Melee Macchiato perk and make your way into the Sea Caves by Speed Cola, and to the right, you're going to find this wall where if you melee it with your Melee Macchiato, it's going to reveal a pirate's map as well as a dead pirate's body called Captain Greg. And on the map, there is going to be a specific island that is going to be marked with an X that Captain Greg is going to want you to go to. In order to match that island, open your tac map and look for the island that had the X and make a mark of it. In my game, the map was marked as Castle Rock Island, so I'm going to make my way over there, and somewhere under the water, there is going to be a gold item shining. You should be able to see from a little distance away, which which is a watch. So pick that up and return it back to Captain Greg in the sea caves. Captain Greg mentions that 3 of his old crew stole his coin collection, and whatever is left of them, you want to burn their stinking bones to ashes. If you look on the map in the cave, it will now have 3 islands marked where you're going to need to visit along with a Molotov grenade. You can visit these islands in any order, but we're first going to start with Temple Island. And on each of these islands is going to be a skeleton that you're going to want to throw a Molotov at. On Temple Island, this skeleton is going to be found on top of these steps, and when you throw a Molotov at the skeleton, it's going to spawn a elite version of a mangler that once you take out is going to drop an item called the Cursed Coin. Picking it up is going to turn your vision into a misty blue, and you're going to want to return back to the sea caves and give the coin back to Captain Greg. Then going to want to repeat this for 2 more islands. For Castle Rock Island, you're going to find the skeleton just to the right of this lantern light here. Throw down a Molotov, take out the mangler, give the coin back to Greg, and then do the same over on the shipwreck, where you're going to find the skeleton body up against this post in the middle. Take that out, grab the coin, and bring it back to Captain Greg. And upon completion, Captain Greg is going to spit out 3 legendary rarity weapons for you. But that is not the end of this Easter egg, as if you make your way over to Crab Island and progress through 3 rounds whilst on Crab Island, right at the back of the island, a golden treasure chest is going to spawn, and when you open it, the cursed talisman item will be inside. As soon as you pick it up, you will gain 30% more points for every zombie you kill, and every time a zombie hits you, you'll be protected from the hit, but you will lose 1500 points. So for the rest of the game, you'll be earning a ton more points, but you need to be careful not to get hit, as you can easily lose the points you've gained by taking damage from zombies. But let's now move on to one of the creepiest Easter eggs in all of Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it's a jump scare Easter egg on Terminus. And it's so easy to do that you might have accidentally done it in a game without realizing. But if you make your way to the back of the holding cells, there'll be an elevator called the Maglev elevator. To activate the jump scare, get into the elevator, buy it so it goes down to the biolab, and as soon as the doors are about to shut, start jumping up and down. You'll hear the old school zombies laugh, and suddenly the lights will go out, revealing amalgam faces all over the walls, blood smeared all over the lift, and you'll slowly make your way down to the biolab, where right near the end you'll see the biggest heap of flesh yet, and the word help written within flesh itself. The elevator will get stuck, and then suddenly out of nowhere, we dropped all the way to the bottom, straight out of a Disneyland ride. But now we're going to go from creepy to just straight up weird, but this will earn you a secret achievement. In order to begin this, you need to make your way into the biolab and look out into the water to look for fish that are swimming around. You're specifically looking for splashes in the water, letting you know that a fish is there, and when you see that, cook a grenade in order to take out some fish. You can take out one individually like you see here, but you can also take out multiple at once. And once you've taken out the fish, go in the water and swim up to where you threw that grenade, and there should be a fish that you can pick up. Now that we have our fish, we need to get several ingredients around the map in order to cook. So the first is going to be a set of batteries on this table here in engineering. We're then going to go for some salt, which can be on top of this fridge here in living quarters. Another is a can, which is wedged in between these 2 crates in the mess hall. Some oil that can be found in the corner of the mess hall as well. A brain, which can be found in the biolab 2nd floor near the crafting table. With all the ingredients, go up to this frying pan in the mess hall to lay down the oil, then hold interact again to put down the fish, then the batteries, which is going to turn it blue. Then we're going to add some salt, some beans, the brain. Then it's going to make a concoction which you need to have cooking for 1 round. Once the round is changed, simply go up to the frying pan, hold your interact, and you will consume the fish, popping an achievement called Culinary Delight, which is to consume a fish cooked with a special ingredient. You don't get anything else for this, by the way, just an achievement. Now, a zombies map wouldn't be complete without its own music Easter egg, and Terminus has a fantastic Easter egg song you can activate by finding 3 Mr. Peaks headphones around the map. The first is going to be in the mining tunnels right opposite the PhD flopper perk. The second can be found outside in engineering on this table next to this lantern. And the third set of headphones can be found on the 3rd floor of the biolab on this right side of the desk here. This activates the song Can You Hear Me Come In by Kevin Sherwood. Now, a very quick and short side Easter egg that will be littered around the map underwater around each island as well as in the biolab is going to be a glowing chest that if you open it has the chance of giving you some complete random loot, including free perks, ether tools, and even wonder weapons. Now, this is something that all of you should know about by now in Terminus, but there is a secret armory in the stamina up room that you'll be able to enter every so often, and if you have a loot key dropped from an elite enemy, you can use that loot key on one of the lockers to potentially get some free rewards, which vary in rarity depending on the tier of loot key that you have. You can get free perks, wonder weapons, and ammo mods via this, so it's definitely worth checking every time a key drops. And our last side Easter egg in this video is going to be how to unlock the Beamsmasher wonder weapon for absolutely free. And this wonder weapon not only is amazing for high rounds, but it's also compulsory in order to start the first step of the main Easter egg quest. So for the first step towards getting the Beamsmasher, you'll first need to acquire the dead wire ammo mod from the Arsenal machine. Once you have that, make your way to the inclined lift where it's above ground and call it below to the biolab. Whilst it's moving, you'll notice in a window there will be a electrical box that once you shoot, will move the electrical current to the right of the wall and then to this box right behind. Once you've zapped all three, make your way into living quarters and shoot this box above the second generator, and then run outside and shoot this box here, and it should open the doors into the research office. Take down this zombie and it will drop an EMF fob item, and inside this room is going to be the buildable bench where we are going to acquire the Beamsmasher. But in order to do that, we of course need to get some parts. We now need to go to 3 areas around the map labeled X, Y, and Z and interact with 3 laptops. So the first is this laptop here with X, and this is right below the C tower. So to run up the side of storage area, and right up here you're going to find the laptop for Y, which is just outside spawn to the right side. So interact with that laptop, turn that on. And the last laptop Z is going to be in communications, which is just past the control center. So interact with that, activating that laptop. And once that's done, make your way into the C tower and interact with this briefcase, which is going to open and reveal a multiphasic resonator item. So pick that up and then immediately turn around into engineering and pick up this battery that is going to be on this desk here. Once you've got both items, return into the research office and interact with this computer here. You'll notice the part will appear on top of the computer. And if you hold your interact button, you'll now interact with the computer with 3 sticky notes labeled XYZ, as well as D-pad inputs for you to put in a 6-digit code. Now there is some maths required here with a whiteboard, but you can completely bypass any actual calculations by going back to the spawn room, and where Dr. Peck is behind a window, you can bribe him for 5,000 points and it will display the exact code on a computer monitor to the left. This code changes every single game, so put in the correct code and you'll now see the computer display a bunch of different areas around the main map where it's going to point out a certain island that you're going to need to travel to. Now, in order for it to tell you where you need to go to the next round where you'll see the computer will stop, marking a island on the map, which you can then bring up your tac map to look at and match to where you need to go. But before you leave the room, make sure to pick up the multiphasic resonator on top of the computer. You'll want to take a tactical raft and make your way to the island that was marked, and when you get near it, you should see a blue orb on the island, and you want to go ahead and interact with it, and it will place down that resonator part under the orb. Now, to complete this step, a load of zombies are going to spawn, but one in particular is going to be smoking a blue color. Once you take it out, it's going to drop an orb that you'll have to hold your interact button to pick up as an orb that is imbued within your hands, and then you'll want to walk up to the much larger orb to place that orb inside. You're going to need to repeat this 2 to 3 times, and eventually you'll see the orb will disappear, flowing over to another island. Before leaving the island, make sure you pick up that resonator part, as you won't be able to complete the next part of this Easter egg without picking that part up. The orb will have moved onto another island, and for us it was Crab Island, and this time it's going to be a green orb instead of a blue orb. Walk up to that orb and press your interact button to place the resonator down, and you'll be repeating the exact same step where this big green orb is going to choose a specific zombie to turn into a green misted zombie that you're going to need to take out. Walk up to the green orb, hold your interact to pick it up, and then bring it back to the orb and repeat 2 to 3 times. The orb is going to move to another island, so again pick up that multiphasic resonator and make your way onto another island, which for us was Temple Island, and you're now going to see a purple orb. Again, place the resonator down underneath it, and then when the purple orb shoots its laser towards a zombie, take it out, pick up that purple orb and bring it over to that orb and repeat 2 to 3 times. Once complete, your screen will flash white and you'll now have the AMP munition part to pick up, and that is all 3 parts required to build the Beamsmasher wonder weapon. So make your way back into the research office and then go ahead at the workbench, interact to build the Beamsmasher, and once it's been fully crafted, you can pick it up off the workbench, and there you go, the Beamsmasher for absolutely free inside of Terminus. And that is every known side Easter egg so far on Terminus. It is a monumental map for side Easter eggs, with some of these side Easter eggs being the greatest we've ever seen in a zombies map. If you want to learn about every side Easter egg over on Liberty Falls, then click this video on your screen right now. But if you need a main Easter egg guide for Terminus, then why not click this video that's also on your screen right now. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up and subscribe for more Easter eggs.